Hi friends, time for a new story. Today is more of the Little House books. My first Little House books, and it's called Going West. So here we are. Laura is going west. Not really story part of the story, but there's at least pictures of her. Let's see, where is she? There she is. Followed by little Jack. Once upon a time, a little girl named Laura lived in the big woods of Wisconsin in a little house made of logs. Laura lived in the little house with her pa, her ma, her big sister Mary, and her baby sister Carrie, and their good old bulldog Jack. That looks like a nice little area to live in, doesn't it? Many people come to live in the big woods. Almost every day, Laura and Mary stopped playing to look in surprise at a wagon slowly creaking by. Different kind of fence and transportation. Wild animals would not stay in a place where there were so many people. Pa did not want to stay either. He liked places where wild animals could live without being afraid. He liked to see the deer looking at him from the shadowy woods, and the fat lazy bears eating berries, and the wild berry patches. One long winter evening, Pa told Ma that he was going to take the family to live in the West. In the West, there was not as many people. There were no trees, and the grass grew thick and high. So Pa sold the little house in the big woods, and he sold the cow and calf too. Pa made hickory bows and fastened them to the wagon. Ma helped him stretch white canvas over the bows to make a covered wagon for the family to travel in. Then they packed up everything in the little house except for the beds and tables and chairs. They did not need to take these because Pa could always make new ones. Pa sounds pretty resourceful. Then one morning, before it was even light out, Ma gently shook Mary and Laura until they woke up. Laura and Mary put on their long red flannel underwear, their wool petticoats and wool dresses, and their long wool stockings. Next, they put on their coats and their rabbit skin hoods and their red yarn mittens. They gotta be really warm because it's cold out. Outside the little house, there was snow on the ground, and the air was still dark, cold and dark. And through the gray woods came lanterns with wagons and horses, bringing Grandma and Grandpa and aunts and uncles and cousins. Laura and Mary held tightly to their dolls and did not say a word. Grandma and the aunts hugged them and kissed them and kissed them and hugged them and saying goodbye. Yeah, back then when you traveled away from your family, you didn't get to see them as much because there was no roads and no planes, and you couldn't call them because there was no phones. So it took a long time to stay in touch with them or go see them. And you could only travel about 20 miles in one day. 25 tops if you really pushed it. So you couldn't go a lot of places. Once you left, you left. The uncles helped Pa hitch the horses to the wagon, and all the cousins were told to kiss Laura and Mary, and so they did. Then Pa picked up Mary and Laura and set them in the wagon. He helped Ma climb up into the wagon, and Grandma reached up and gave her baby Carrie. Off went the wagon, and the little house in the big woods stayed inside the log fence behind the big trees that Mary and Laura liked to plunder, and that was the last time they saw of the little house. That's kind of sad, isn't it? The family had a long journey ahead of them, but Pa was on the wagon seat and Jack was under the wagon, and Laura felt happy knowing they were on their way to another little house, a little house on the western prairie. And there they go, traveling away, and there's little Jack. So there you go, going west. So I think that I have read some of these out of order, but oh well, it's all the same story, just different parts. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you come back for more soon, and have a wonderful day today.